is what the virus causing COVID-19 looked like when it was first detected in Wuhan, China. Now scientists have identified a new variant called Omicron. It has 30 mutations affecting these spike proteins, which the virus uses to attach itself to human cells to infect them.
This is a clarion call as far as I'm concerned.
It does appear that Omicron spreads very rapidly and can be spread between people who are double vaccinated.
Scientists in South Africa first sounded the alarm over the variant.
As people start to move even more over the next few weeks, this will be all over.
It has been detected in a growing number of locations around the world, prompting governments, including the US, to restrict travel from southern Africa and Israel to ban entry to all foreign nationals.
It's too early to know how concerned we should be about this, but there are enough signals that this is something that's important, that needs to be investigated.
The variant was declared a variant of concern by the World Health Organization. The agency said there could be an increased risk of COVID-19 reinfection with Omicron compared to other variants, and authorities say it could be more transmissible. A number of cases have been linked to South Africa, where scientists believe it could have caused a spike in infections. The number of infections detected per day rose sharply to nearly 3,000 cases on Sunday, from roughly 200 cases just 2 weeks earlier.
This new variant has more than 50 mutations. More than 30 of them are in the spike protein, which is the part through which the virus latches onto the human cell. And while there's a lot of mutations that we've never seen, there's a bunch that in previous variants have shown to make the variant either more contagious or allow it to evade parts of the immune response that was triggered by a vaccine or by a past infection.
The Omicron variant has twice as many mutations as the Delta variant, a highly contagious strain that was identified in India October of last year and became the dominant form of the virus around the world. Now scientists are racing to investigate how widespread the Omicron variant could be.
It's hard to know exactly how much it's spread. Most cases don't get diagnosed, and an even fewer number get sequenced. So whatever number of cases are officially reported, or whatever number of countries that have officially reported cases, that is likely an underestimate with an efficiently spreading respiratory virus. So I suspect you'll find more cases in more countries.
Pfizer, Moderna, and other vaccine makers have said they have plans in place to adapt their vaccines following the emergence of Omicron. BioNTech, which developed one of the most commonly used COVID-19 vaccines together with Pfizer, said they expect to be able to tweak their vaccine in around 100 days if needed.
When it comes to variants, when they possess certain mutations that have already been associated with certain changes in the behavior of the virus, like the ability to evade vaccines or monoclonal antibodies or prior immunity, or the ability to transmit more efficiently, those have to be taken seriously and have to be investigated because it may change how we need to respond to or think about the virus and the trajectory of the pandemic.
Scientists have also warned for months that the risk of new variants is higher where vaccination rates are lower, especially in areas with people who are immunocompromised. In South Africa, only about 1/4 of the population is fully vaccinated. It's nearly 60% in the US.
This, I think, is not a coincidence that it arose or was detected in a place with a low vaccination level, which tells us that the more vaccination we get into people, the higher the vaccination numbers are, the more resilient we are.
I'll let you invade the easiest planet in the whole galaxy.
People of Earth, I am Lur of the planet Omicron Persei 8.
We demand justice. As you ate our children, so shall you be eaten by us.
We will begin with the firemen, then the math teachers, and so on in that fashion until everyone is eaten.
We're doomed.
Doomed! We demand to eat one human for each Omicronian that was eaten.
Fair enough. How many is that?
198 billion, sir.
Very well. You will provide us with 198 billion humans.
There aren't that many humans.
We're willing to wait a few weeks while you shore up the numbers.
198 billion babies in a few weeks. We'll need an army of super virile men scoring round the clock. I'll do my part.
Things look bad, but I still have a trump card. The most beautiful love song ever written. I will always love you.
The humans are attacking! Let's get out of here!
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, the book of Sirach, chapter 5 and verse 15. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small. I want to give all honor, glory, and infinite praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Akakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to like scattered abroad, pushing his truth and sincerity. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Akakwadash, Barakatum. To you, Zaquanium, Wakim, Wakwaf, you know, you elders, you brothers, you sisters, the hopeful elect, out there laboring, keeping the commandments to the best of your ability, giving diligence, making calling and election sure, and of course, keeping faith in Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and his beloved Son, our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shah-Mashiach, in these last days, in these perilous times that we're living in. This is Brother Pashai, Bon Yasha'Allah. This be a quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai on this, Omnicron variant, Moronic variant, state of emergency declared in New York City. More lockdowns and plagues are coming to America, Babylon the Great, are coming to the world. You see, because all starting over in these different, countries like Portugal, Austria, Australia, United Kingdom, so on and so forth, South Africa, and it's spreading. Instead of restricting, certain flights and so on and so forth because of this new variant, which, information has been leaked, that they had these different names of these different variants already planned out. All these Greek alphabets, beta, delta, so on and so forth, omega, then this one here, Omnicron, and then, the anagrams of this word, when you mix it around, it spells moronic. We know moronic means, very foolish or stupid. You see, stupid, foolish, senseless, brainless, mindless, idiotic, insane, lunatic, it says half-baked, witless, silly, empty-headed, unintelligent. So they mocking the people, of the world. You see, they mocking the people of the world, letting you guys know that if you sleeping with Vanessa, actually believing a lot of this crap that they're doing, it's all a psyop, man. It's psychological operations. You see, they're calling you a moron, man. You see, they had all of this lined up and planned out. It's all part of the agenda, the New World Order agenda. And you got people giving in and taking it because guess what? You slept with Vanessa for the SARS-2 that came out from Wuhan back in 2019 going to 2020. And all type of mutations and variants came out from that point on. So you had to take shots for each one of those mutations and all of that. Now you got to take another one for this one. And like I mentioned earlier, they had a whole list. It's been leaked. One of the brothers posted it. Lord willing, I'll post it up right now. You brothers can see that leak. It showed, well, they're not doing it exactly in that order, but it literally showed, man, all these different Greek alphabet characters, and he was calling different variants, man. And the last one was Omega variant, and they had Beta, Delta, Omicron, which the word Omicron means, it's the 15th letter of the Greek alphabet, and it literally means small, small, micro, O, you got micro in it, so it's kind of like, they compare it to Omega, so the O, right? Then you got the micro, which the micro, it says small in size or extent, microscopic, magnifying. And that reminds me of the little Hydra vulgaris parasite that's inside of the crack scene. You only can spot it if you have, if it's microscopic. You gotta look through a magnifying glass, so to speak, a microscope to be able to see it and detect it. It's a self-replicating parasite that's basically immortal, that's inside of the juice, man. You see that? And guess what? A movie came out in 1963 called Omnicron, the same title they're using for this variant. It's called Omnicron. It came out in 1963. And guess what? Guess what it's about? You guessed it. It's about a movie. Basically, like it's a 1963 movie about an alien parasite that takes over a human host. You see? So they this mRNA, cracks splicing genes. You know, they trying to literally mutate people, man. You see that? Now, it may sound far-fetched, but hey, that's what's going on. That's just, you know, they have the graphene in it, and they may take on the video less about me saying these certain words, but the information is out there, man. And we're so close to the end, and hey, you know, graphene, hydrovulgaris, so on and so forth, a lot of these different things inside of the juice. And now they're coming up with different names for new mutations and variants of it. And this variant right here got 30 spike proteins. You know, it's like 30 mutations, if I'm not mistaken, on the spike proteins, you know, that connects to the human cells. You know, so basically it blocks off all immunization that a person may have to it due to the crackination records or whatever the case may be. So if you got crackinated for the seal on the website, you know, this thing's canceling that out, man. So you have to get another crack scene for this, right? So the Omnicron movie came on 1963. It's an alien takes over the body of an Earthman in order to learn about the planet so his race can take it over. And how interesting how in Futurama, it was an episode which I played in the intro. The brother from GMS Vegas, the elder brother, posted it. Low one, I posted a link to his video in the description box below, but he posted it as well. And you know, it showed the Omnicron planet. You know, and basically the Omnicron man, he was telling his son how, you know, they're gonna take over the Earth and he gonna give him all dominion and all of this. You know, and they said they wanted to eat humans, something like that. And they mentioned how they're gonna start with firefighters and math teachers. And that sounds familiar. Why? Because those are essential jobs. Firefighting, police officers, teachers, you know, healthcare workers working in the hospitals. Those are the ones they want to get what? Juiced up first. You see that? They want you to get juiced up first. So it all connects, man. This man Esau, he's getting sloppy with his plans, man, because he's running out of time. You know, so instead of him just, you know, taking a sweet time, doing things gradually, which he's still doing to a low degree, but he's getting sloppy in the midst of it because he's trying to like rush. You know, he's trying to rush because, like I mentioned earlier, the leak of the different, you know, variants, they're not going in that specific order. You know, they skipped a lot of different variants they want to release. They got straight to the Omnicron. You know, and then all this information is out about it, man. No, what a coincidence that is a movie that came out in 1963 called Omnicron about a parasite, man, and they got the hydrovulgaris parasite inside of the crack scene. You know, what are the odds? There was a video game too. The brother SHAQADAN posted this in his video. A video game called Omnicron Soul something 1999. You know, what are these coincidences, man? There are no coincidences. You see, this man is a demon, and he's doing witchcraft. You know, self-fulfilling prophecy. He put it in plain sight, and he played out. In reality. You know, so right here, I'm gonna get the definition of psyop. Then we get some more precepts, and this will be quick. You know, it's like a news update on the things going on. You know, we gotta be circumspect, be on our watch, because man, this man about to come down with that wrath. More lockdowns are gonna come because of this. This thing is a perpetual crisis, man. Like they said, they're gonna release, you know, smallpox, you know, bioweapons very soon. You know, so it's a perpetual, unending crisis. You know, dangers and hardships are coming. So it says PSYOP. PSYOP is psychological operations. So psychological operations, or PSYOP, are intended to convey selected information and indicators to foreign audiences to influence their emotions, motives, objective reasoning, and ultimately the behavior of foreign governments, organizations, groups, and individuals. You know, so this whole thing is a PSYOP, and they want to do what? Influence your emotions, your motives, you know, your reasoning, you know, your behaviors, you know, because people are such in like a trance, they can't let go of the society, that they willing to risk dying, sleeping with Vanessa, taking this crack scene, you know, with all this information coming out about it. They're willing to risk that to be able to stay, you know, so to speak, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Basically, to stay involved in society, you know, to keep their jobs, you know, to continue to be, you know, be a part of the society, just be a system when this thing is crumbling. And that's the elite's plan that run the society. That's their plan to crumble America, you know, collapse the dollar, so on and so forth. You know, and they want to cause chaos. They want to cause crisis. They want to cause wars, you know, so they can enforce what? The order, which is martial law. And all of this going to come because they're releasing these different, you know, diseases and viruses and mutations. They creating this stuff in laboratories, man, and they're releasing it to the public. You see, this thing is never going to end, man. You know, so people that got juiced up for the first strand of the 0MICR0Ń, now you got to get juiced up for this one. You know, it's never going to end because they got more variants lined up already. You know, so this whole thing is one big psyop. They're trying to control and influence your emotions. You know, fear tactics. You know, now they're going to put in the news, you know, concerns over this new, you know, mutation with, you know, 30 mutations within the spike protein and all of this. People going to start panicking, you know. So I looked up another article right here. It says New York declares state of emergency amid concerns over Omnicron COVID whatever variant, right? It says New York Governor Kathy Hochul on Friday declared a state of emergency amid rising C.1 cases in the newly identified Omnicron variant of the virus. And like I mentioned earlier, you mix those words around in the anagram, Omnicron, it means moronic. It goes to moronic, you know, so they calling you guys morons for believing this stuff, you know, for actually trusting in them, basically, right? And a state of emergency is what? A state of emergency is a situation in which government is empowered to be able to put through policies that it would normally not be permitted to do for the safety, quote unquote, and protection, quote unquote, of its citizens. So now the state of emergency, so they could, you know, add more restrictions. They could add more certain they could pass certain laws, so to speak. Now, like, you know, state of emergency last year, wear a mask, social distance, you know, 6 feet apart, all of this, you know. What do you think gonna do with this one? You see? So it's about to get bad, man. You know, that, you know, we could go into that all the time, but hey, that's the time that we're in. Could look around us. Look what's going on worldwide. This thing has never ended. You know? So it says, and you can't believe everything these, you know, these politicians say, because you got Biden saying, you know, they're denying lockdowns are coming because it's Omnicron, this, on the third. But, you know, Fauci said, you know, you could do weekly testing, you know, or take the vaccine. Then he changed his mind. As a matter of fact, forget that. You know, just get the vaccine. And Fauci is Joe Biden man's. You see, so this thing is, you know, it's an unending crisis. So back to the article, it says the declaration enables the state to acquire supplies to fight a potential surge in cases, increase hospital capacity, and combat potential staff shortages. And it says the declaration also allows the state's hospitals to ensure capacity is able to meet regional needs by limiting non-essential care until at least January 15th. The Omnicron variant has not yet been detected in the United States, but Hochul said Friday it's coming, according to NBC4. So they said it's coming, you know, quote unquote, it is coming to the soils of America, Babylon. Agree, this variant, and when it touches down here and spreads, you know, according to them, they're gonna lock stuff down again. Even though they're trying to say right now they're not gonna do that, now they're gonna lock stuff down again. They're gonna come with a new vaccine, because they said that too, how they're gonna have a vaccine in 100 days for this, you know, variant. How is that possible? Even your science tells us that you got to create a vaccine for a virus, and it takes like 6 to 7 to 8 years to come up with it. You know, you got to test it on animals, so on and so forth, on, you know, lab rats or whatever, then human trials. They saying, forget all that, man. We're going to just make it in 100 days because they already got it lined up in their back pocket. That's why. You know, just how they bought a whole bunch of, I believe that you spent like a couple $100 million on smallpox vaccines. Why are they buying all these vaccines for smallpox? They about to release smallpox. You know, they was sitting there making it more lethal. From 1980 to 2021, they was making it more lethal and more contagious. They're doing this inside their laboratories. You know, CDC, Center for Disease Control, a building when they hold a whole bunch of diseases inside of that same building. You know, so it's about to get bad. But it says, Hochul declaration came on the same day that the Biden administration announced it would impose air travel restriction from 8 countries in response to concerns over the new variant. Hochul encouraged New Yorkers to get C.1 vaccine or booster against the virus. You see, so what are you taking these vaccines for if there's a whole new variant coming out? You know, so it all just makes no sense. So a lot of people are moronic. You know, that's why they call this one the Omnicron, because people are moronic for believing in this stuff, right? So the vaccine remains one of our greatest weapons in fighting the pandemic, and I encourage every New Yorker to get vaccinated and to get the booster if you're fully vaccinated. Wow. Oh yeah, and Fauci mentioned how he's gonna change the term of fully vaccinated. You know, they're gonna include that, the booster in it. So you take all 3, now you're fully vaccinated. But then what happened to the vaccine for this new Omnicron? You know, you gotta take that one as well. Now you're fully vaccinated. They're gonna keep, they playing on people's minds, man. And I said that word a whole bunch of times. They probably took this video down already, but hey, I'm gonna keep rolling through the spirit, and Lord willing, you know, it can stay up, right? So I start off with this precept because we can't be ignorant in any matter, no matter if it's small or great. It may seem like a small matter. Oh, Omnicron, do you mix the words up and it spells moronic? That's not, you can't be ignorant of that though. As a matter of fact, the scriptures say in 1 Corinthians, let's get it right quick. I think it's 1 Corinthians 2:11. Nope, it's 2 Corinthians 2:11. Right? So 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11, it says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. We're not ignorant of his devices, man. So he's not gonna get an advantage of us because we're on our watch. You see that we're not ignorant of these things going on around us. You see? And Esau, he's just playing witchcraft upon people. But we know ultimately, you know, he's being controlled by the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai, who wants to bring plagues and pestilences on this earth. And has written all throughout the scriptures, man. You know, pestilences. You look that word up, man. The Lord say he's going to bring pestilences, man. You know, he said, matter of fact, let's get it. Let's get it. 2nd Esdras chapter 15 and verse, I'll start at verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people. In this chapter, chapter 9 of 2nd Esdras, chapter 16 of 2nd Esdras, been coming out a lot lately, man. Why? Because it's the time that we in. It's the spirit of the Lord, man, that's putting a spirit upon us to bring this out. So 2nd Esdras 15 and verse 1, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I'll put in thy mouth, save the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imagination against thee. Let not the incredulity, the unbelief of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, save the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. He said, I'm going to bring plagues upon the world, man. You know, I'm bringing a sword, famine, death, destruction, and these different pestilences are going to lead to death, mass death, you know. So that's the time they're approaching right now. Why? Because wickedness have city polluted the whole earth. You said that in verse 6, right? So we're approaching that time, man. We got, you know, remain on our watch and be circumspect of things going on around us. Let's look at Ephesians 5 and verse 15. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil. So we're in some evil days, man. So you got to redeem the time and measure thou the time diligently in itself. You see? And walk circumspectly, meaning what? You're on your watch. You're looking all around you, man. You're circumspect. You know, looking in front of you, behind you, to the left, to the right, you know, spiritually and physically, you know, and being wise in these last days because we're in some evil times. Verse 17, wherefore be not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. And what's the will of the Lord for his people to do in these last days? Return unto him and repent and get right before it's too late. You know, because once them doors is closed, that's a wrap. No one can open them, you know. So we understand the time that we in, man. You know, moronic variant, state of emergency, more lockdowns coming in, plagues are coming, right? So I'm gonna get one more, then I'll be a lesson, you know, Lord willing, you know, it could be a faith builder to for elect. Psalms 91 and verse, I'm gonna give verse 1. It says, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my power, in him will I trust. We gotta trust in the Lord in these last days, no matter what. You know, don't sleep with Vanessa, man. Do not take this crack scene, because the stuff that's in it is gonna mutate your cells. They're gonna mutate you. They're trying to change your DNA, man. And they inject you with parasites. You know, they inject you with all type of stuff that's gonna, you know, react to frequencies when they turn up to 5G towers. So we're warning you guys, do not take it. But hey, a lot of people, you know, they never hearken to the prophets when they prophesy certain things coming to pass. You know, they got to learn the hard way. You know, so the warning went out. In Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter says what? Give them warning from me. You know, so that's what we're doing. We're warning y'all, speaking the words, thus saith Yahweh Bashim Shai. We're not coming saying the things that we want to say. This is the Lord speaking through us, man. You know, that's what people fail to realize. When we do these video lessons and go outside highways and the byways, you know, they don't realize that the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashim Shai, is speaking through the elders and apostles on down to his younger brothers, man, pushing his word in truth and sincerity. You know, so in these last days, you ought to trust in the Lord, man. You know, if you got to lose your job, so on and so forth, because, you know, you refusing to, you know, inject yourself with this poison, then do that. The Lord will provide, man. This society about to collapse at the end of the day. Right, so it says, my power in him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked, because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. So if you trust in the Lord, you make the Heavenly Father your refuge, your habitation. You know, you draw nigh and see how Bashim Al-Shai. He said you're going to only see the reward of the wicked. You know, people going to die right next to you, but it's not going to come next to you. You know, it's not going to harm you. You know, no plague going to come nigh to your dwelling if you trust in Yahweh Shem Shai. So don't be afraid of the smallpox bioweapon they're about to release. Don't be afraid of this Omnicron variant or C9 Don't be afraid of this stuff, man. You know, have faith in Yahweh Shem Shai. You know, but we on our watch and we understand that they releasing these certain things because they want to crash the society. You know, because there's no coincidence that, you know, they came up with movies called Omnicron, TV shows, video games, you know, about parasites, you know, aliens taking over and, you know, dominating the earth and all of this. Come on now. You know, and then also in that clip in Futurama, they was making fun of the chariots. They was mocking the chariots, man. So they're going to pay for all of that stuff. Esau is witchcraft. Verse 11, for he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. So his angels that came around about the elect. So Lord willing, we're part of that number. And I'm in it right there. Like I said, you know, it's kind of like a news update. Things going on, you know, around the world. You know, you've seen the video clips that played in the intro, right? So we not to be ignorant of none of these matters, whether small or great. You know, so we know a state of emergency has been declared in New York City, you know, in New York, and more lockdowns about to come, and more plagues about to come, man. So I'm in it right there, and I praise edify through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Al-Shai. I want to give call Laim La Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Akakadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation, like scattered abroad, pushing his truth and sincerity. With that, I'm going to say Shalom. Wa Ba 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 Shalom.